It is time for Cheap Heat Live on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 on a week when there is a lot to talk about. I'm your forever 24/7 champion, Peter Rosenberg. I am at the WWE Performance Center, big Evolve taping later on today, featuring the new Evolve champion, Aaron Rourke. Very excited about that. Coming to you from Los Angeles, it is 38 at 35 Dipperstein. Hey, Dip, how are you?
Just admiring my good looks today.
You know what? That could be a Dip shirt, if we're being honest. Just admiring my good looks. A man who does the same, but has something that you don't have. A wife who also admires those good looks. It is the physically large StatGuy Greg. Hey, SUG, how are you?
I thought you were going to say I have accurate wrestling takes. I didn't even get to fall asleep last Friday before I was proven to be correct yet again when I was told that Randy Orton would not be back to his old self, his old heel bad guy self before,
There's no way around it. There's no way around it. You were 100% accurate about what happened. Dip and I are still right that was the wrong thing to do. I do not care. It was the wrong thing. I wanted Cody to go bad, not Randy. I don't get. Make it SGG. Just tell me this though. Why is this the better story in your opinion? Or are you just happy that you're right? And you don't care which one it was.
First, it hasn't played out yet. You guys know how I feel about this. I'm Lipo gang all the way. Let it play out. So we have to see how it ultimately ends. But I mean,
Lipo gang?
Yeah.
And by the way, what the hell is that?
And by the way,
let it play out.
And as time goes on at SUG, you may end up Lipo gang for real. We don't know. Keep going.
Let it play out. We don't know. That's the whole point. We don't know. But I mean, look, all the signs were right there, right in your face. Every time we saw Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes together with that title, he was staring the title. But even before that, The Rock, lifetime babyface, which I said last week, he turned heel to help Cody Rhodes become a more popular babyface, and it worked. John Cena, even stronger of a lifetime babyface than The Rock last year, turned heel for that championship feud with Cody Rhodes. Did it make Cody Rhodes a bigger babyface? Time will tell. But I mean, if anybody was going to turn, it was obviously going to be Randy Orton. Now, how that compares to whether or not Cody Rhodes would have turned heel, we really don't know. There's no way to know. So I fully respect you digging your heels and doubling down on the what could have been, because there's no way to prove you wrong about what would be bigger besides this falling completely flat on its face.
And listen, that's not going to happen because of the two guys in the match. But I maintain this, and I'm pretty sure Dip's going to agree with me. The way that they did it last Friday on SmackDown was, we are going to have Randy go so far and be so evil that there's no way to cheer him, right? Like, that's the plan. The plan is we can't just have him just hit a nut shot, and Cody's new nickname may be Prince Nutshot. I mean, the guy, I heard someone else on the station saying it this week. I don't want to rip him off. I don't remember if it was Justin LaBar who said it, but wear a cup, my guy. I mean, it's happening constantly. But they said that's not far enough. We have to go as far as possible with Randy to ensure that he's the bad guy, right? And they went far, and it was great, and Cody was gashed open, and it was disgusting, and it was terrifying. And when we get to WrestleMania, Dip, they're still going to cheer Randy Orton. That is my opinion. What say you?
I completely agree with you. How could you not cheer Randy Orton at this point? I like I said last week, I'm standing by my take that Randy Orton. Well, I have to alter my take a little bit because now he's heel.
He's gonna stand close
but
by.
He will remain a babyface with the crowd for the rest of his career. There is no fully turning him again unless he maybe puts out another insane shirt. That's just
a red shirt, perhaps.
But there is no more full heel Randy Orton. He's been doing it too long. He's too beloved, and he's just too bad. He's just too much of a vet.
So while we're playing semantics games and word games, let me ask you, what does it mean to be a heel with the crowd in this generation? Because even the heels are still loved. The crowds might boo them out of respect, but it means great heels. So doesn't that make them also babyface?
It means fully bought in as a heel. That's what it means. It means the crowd is unanimously against him and doesn't like him. That's what being a heel with the crowd means. I would say only a few people achieve that in today's day, but it is definitely achievable, i.e. Dom Mysterio for the last couple of years. Maybe not now, because all of a sudden, he's become more of a babyface. But like a year and a half ago, Dom was a heel, no question.
Where even though the crowd loved him and appreciated, they booed him. They truly booed him. The way I feel is that because of the crowd's issues or dismay or boredom or whatever it is with Cody at this point, there's something the crowd has with Cody that is going to factor into them cheering for Randy, in my opinion. And to me, and listen, I don't know how Cody feels about this. I certainly would think, Cody knows the business better than anyone. I think Cody's so hyper aware of how things work that he has every reason to have understood that the crowd was kind of getting to that place. I just imagine he would have understood it would have been dope to just go heel Cody at this point. He's been, guys, we've talked about it, this run of Cody now as the good guy face of the company or one of the top two faces of the company. We're at 4 years of it. 4 straight years of that. And it's a guy who it's a guy who everything about his look, his physique, the way he dresses, he's got legacy. He's got all this natural heel in him. He's not John Cena in that way. Cody has so much natural heel there. We've seen pieces of it before. It's not like he's not John Cena. It's been there before. Go ahead, Dip. Sorry.
Randy, I would say I would put Roman in the same category at this point. I don't think there's a chance that Roman, who is done so much for the business at this point and is such a legend, okay? These are things I may not have said 5 years ago, but I'm saying them now to the Cheap Heat audience. I would say also, in addition to Randy Orton, there is no way that Roman Reigns could turn full heel again for the rest of his career. I don't know if I could say that about others at the top. I actually, you know what? I will say that about CM Punk as well.
Yeah.
CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton can never be fully heel again.
I'm so shocked that you guys are doubling down on this. We saw Cena do it. We saw The Rock do it.
You didn't.
I think these three guys.
You didn't see them do it.
I think they can do it.
You're mistaken.
I think they can definitely do it. But what I want to ask both of you guys, so if Cody turns heel, right, how do we get there for this match? Because that's the other thing that made the Randy heel
It's too late.
So obvious. No, just imagine Randy didn't turn heel. Let's rewind the clock back to last week. This time, how does it make sense for Cody to be the one to turn heel in this match with Randy Orton? How do we get there?
Why speculate? Who cares? It's not happening. Anything could. I don't know. I don't write the show.
It doesn't have the layup SGG, but the SGG is saying it doesn't have the layup that Randy has, where we have the history of him slapping Dusty Rhodes and all. I got it.
Not even that far back. Randy was jealous of Cody being the champion. He finally let it take over. But that never turned into anything.
If you'd simply had Cody hit him first and turn on him first and say, you'd always been eyeing me, you've always been jealous, it's the easiest. You were supposed to be a mentor to me back in the day. There's a million ways they could have done it. Let's not turn wrestling into Shakespeare here. We can make this thing work very easily. It doesn't have the built-in story, but it's right there.
And then The next week, you have him come out, and his hair is dyed brown or black. The blonde is gone, and he is heel Cody with black hair.
By the way, I'm not trying to downplay that you can tell amazing stories in wrestling, SGG, but I'm also not going to sit here and pretend like the story they're going to tell with Randy turning is going to be one of the greatest wrestling stories ever told. It's a pretty straightforward. The guy who always turns into the Viper is turning into the Viper. Sure, he was eyeing the title. Sure, there's the history. I think they could have gone either way. To me, there were two reasons why I would have liked it better the other way. One is Randy is the most organically over with the crowd as a good guy that I've seen ever. Now, I've seen him obviously very over many times. But in terms of like, he literally gets a pure babyface pop, and it's like, it's natural. There were times when it felt like he was working for it. Now he's not working for it. They just truly are like celebrating him. It's that built-in, you're like the last of a certain generation that's left, and we love you. And then with Cody, on the flip side, some of the crowd has organically and naturally been ready to turn on him. To me, it's all there. I still think we're going to get it. I still think Cody's going to turn at some point. I just think SGG at this point, they went so far with the Randy beatdown. It was so over the top bad guy that there now can't be a double turn at Mania. Like, he's a bad guy. Cody's a good guy. There's no way around it.
Double turn at Mania was a pipe dream anyway. I mean, how often do they?
It was.
I can think of one time, and it was.
It's a pipe dream.
One time to do it. I mean, come on.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. Dip, last thing on this. I'll let you get the last word on it. I'll tell you this, though. However we felt about which way you want to go with the story, that's what we do. As Sam Roberts says, speculate wildly. It's what we're all supposed to do. It was good TV. I was locked in. I enjoyed the segment. The world was talking about it the next day. I cannot deny that. Dip, I'll let you get the last word on it.
I was going to say double turns do happen at WrestleMania. Powers of Pain and Demolition at WrestleMania 5. So it's possible.
Also one of the biggest moments in the history of the business.
Yeah. I mean, it was actually at Survivor Series leading up to WrestleMania.
So it doesn't happen.
So your point that was already insignificant because the match is a heaping pile of dog shit relative to relative to big moments at WrestleMania.
I'm going to fly into Vegas.
His point was he's wrong again.
He's wrong again.
I'm flying into Las Vegas for WrestleMania 40. What is this?
42.
And I am going to find Axe, and I am going to find Smash, and I'm going to say, hey, do you know who Peter Rosenberg is? And they're going to say, I think I know who he is. And I'm going to say, well, he thought your match at WrestleMania 5 with POP was a heaping pile of trash, and you should find him and kick his ass. And I'm going to do that. If I have to do it at WrestleCon, if I have to do it in the hotel.
Please don't do it. Please don't do it, because it was a great match. It was a great match, but I was saying the comp for you was already a really rough comp to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, and then it turned out to not even be correct anyway because it was Survivor Series. It was a true low point in terms of comparisons.
It was the result of a double turn.
Oh, you got it. It was the result. So listen, we are very curious here on the program about what you guys think about this. Maybe people are incredibly satisfied. Maybe people are incredibly angry. Regardless, we want to know what you think. We also want people to speculate what the Randy Orton mystery phone call on Raw, which was weird, but what is that all about? 877-344-4893. Here's how the show's going from the rest of the way on. We'll obviously spend more time on this throughout the show because it's going to keep coming up. We have to talk about Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, the huge moment that really helped shape WrestleMania season in a great way. Also, we have to spend a moment in whatever way. I don't know either of your guys' thoughts. Well, I have an idea on Dips. I don't know SGG's, But we need to talk about what's going on with Tom Brady. It needs to be discussed one way or the other. So 877-344-4893. We'll talk to you guys and do more on Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Plus, of course, what we're talking about now, Randy and Cody. Plus, Punk and Roman. And an episode of Raw, guys, that felt like every segment felt like impactful things were happening. I thought it was a very positive Raw. We'll get to all that right here on Cheap Heat Live, Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Stork Chocolate Reason. If you like chocolate, then you'll love Reason. Extra chewy chocolate caramels covered with a rich chocolate coating.
Welcome back, everybody. I got to tell you guys, this may not come as a surprise, but it is beautiful in Orlando, Florida today. It is 75 and sunny, like you dream about. And I will be in this dark closet for the next 7 hours. But then I'm going to get to see Aaron Rourke do something tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, you were saying, Dip.
I heard the Vanity Project is having a frat party tonight.
Is that true?
Yes. So I don't know if you, I don't know when the last time you did a keg stand was, but you're going to be expected to do one.
I mean, I think we can sign P up for, shotgun and a beer to a keg stand. I feel like he's retired on that one.
I can't. Who's going to hold up your legs?
Exactly.
I know.
You've never taken a keg stand?
Never in my life.
Get out of here.
I didn't drink in college, dude. When would I have taken
That's right. Have you, Greg?
I'm black. I don't do
he's black.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen them. I've been around, but there's not a chance.
I'm easily hoistable. So yeah.
So you did many keg stands.
I've done some keg stands.
How many against your will? Where it was just like you were too close to the keg, and then next
there's been a few against the will. I can't say everyone was will. There's a few against the will.
Wait. When you do a keg stand, what happens again? They hold you upside down?
They hold you upside down. You put the spout of the keg in your mouth, and you drink upside down.
But what does that do? That's it. You're just drinking upside down.
Nothing. It's like a stunt. It's preposterous. I mean,
it's like a submission move on the table. It looks great, but you're still just drinking.
Let me tell you, you can't even do anything anymore with these social medias. Can't do anything
with the social medias.
Yeah.
With these internets, God forbid I wanted to go to a Vanity Fair party.
You can go.
I haven't said that. A Vanity Project party and do a keg stand. I people would be taking pictures. You'd have to put the phones in bags.
How crazy is it that I'm going to be working the Stand and Deliver countdown show, and I went and I said, let me go look at the card and see what they have on Stand and Deliver. The only thing that is like officially there are two matches, and one of them is Vanity Project defending the titles. How crazy is that?
It's great.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy, Pete.
Why is that crazy?
Yeah,
it happened so fast.
They deserve it.
I told you about these guys, man. I told you that you got to watch these guys.
I
understand. Told people to watch Evolve to get it on the ground floor. So now people are watching NXT, but they don't know. But they're about to find out about these guys.
Listen, we all said it. We all saw it. It's crazy to me that not only are they on NXT, but have the titles and are like, it's just, and it's funny to me because, everyone is still, not everybody, a lot of people, guys, are still sleeping on Evolve. Like, it doesn't get talked about on podcasts. Even on this channel, it doesn't get talked about enough. People don't talk about Evolve. They don't really spend time on it. It maybe because there's too much wrestling to get to, but it's funny because it's already made such a huge impact on NXT. It's really interesting, and it's a very watchable show.
Feels like a real legitimate feeding ground for NXT. There's so many great wrestlers in Evolve. It's crazy. Cam Hendricks,
a lot of great talent. A lot of
Harley.
Great talent.
What's his name?
Harley Riggins.
Harley Riggins. I love Harley Riggins.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big Harley Riggins guy.
A great D-bag if ever there was one. Harley Riggins.
I think Harley Riggins is a big star. I'm just going to say it right now.
All right.
I'm into Harley Riggins.
You've got your eye on Harley Riggins.
I've got my eye on Harley Riggins. I love this man's style.
So I do want everyone to know also, we have to get some time at some point, and not this second. Maybe next segment. We need to spend a few minutes on MJF and Hangman Adam Page at Revolution. Oh. So we're going to get to that. But
before we get to that, I just want to say too, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. because I know you don't want to talk about this right now, but I assumed that when he started calling himself Hangman, that it didn't mean that his neck was the one that was going to be in the noose every time. Like, how many different people are gonna choke him out? Like,
it's a great line. It's a great. Hey, by the way, maybe he should change his name. He's getting hung up a storm, dude.
He should be called. Leave me alone, man. Adam Page.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not bothering anybody. Don't bother me, Adam Page. The man's hanging and hanging. All right, we'll get there though. But for now, Obafemi comes out and confronts Brock Lesnar. They did a little misdirect where you have a Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman moment. And we got to give love. Paul Heyman, can we give love to how absolutely repulsive he looked on Monday? The disheveled, beaten down, bloodshot eye. He's so good. He is so good.
He's the most dedicated on-screen performer in wrestling. How's that?
He's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there because Paul is 60 now, right? We said this the other day, and he's taking chair shots to the back, and he's not a wrestler. I mean,
correct.
It's impressive. So they do the misdirect with Seth, and we end up getting Oba and Brock, and power bomb to Brock. Crowd goes crazy, and then as everybody's talked about now, you kind of I didn't notice it, by the way, guys.
Either.
But everyone has talked about noticing that Brock encouraged him to step on him. SGG, you didn't notice it in the moment either, right?
I didn't notice.
I love the step.
Yeah, I loved it too. And then after people noticed that he told Oba to step on him, people found other clips of Brock basically directing traffic mid-match. Like they have him telling Cody, eliminate me from the Royal Rumble, and like he's going over the top.
And
huge.
Drew get the title.
So it's like it goes back to something that we've said before on this show. Brock is a pro, right? He's in that spot that he's in for a reason. And yeah, if you just analyze him on the surface, he comes out, he looks great, he's dominant, he hits these power moves, but also the way he's directing these small moments to make his opponents feel huge. I feel like we gotta give some respect to that because yeah, Oba hit that power bomb and was pointing at the WrestleMania sign, but it didn't really pop off until he stepped on his chest and Brock is under him just like selling the effects of.
Oba hits the fall from grace, and then Brock directs him, and to your point, he is a pro, and people don't give him the credit for that because, I guess he's so scary that it's the idea of him also being a pro who wants to put people over is not something people, but that, again, none of us understand wrestling. So it's we think we know, we have no idea.
His challengers also need to be a threat to him, otherwise it doesn't make sense. I mean, he understands that. The crowd.
He needs to put over Obafemi at WrestleMania.
SGG,
right?
You are on the side of you think Brock is absolutely winning at Mania.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do.
No way.
Absolutely win. I think
You're wrong.
In the short term, Oba defeating Brock at WrestleMania is good for him, but it's not Undertaker's streak. A win against Brock at WrestleMania, not that it doesn't matter, but it really is short-term gain. Now, an eventual feud with Brock Lesnar that goes across some PLEs and then you win and maybe retire Brock Lesnar, that is bigger for Oba than he defeats Brock at WrestleMania, and then that's it. Because there's two options for Oba if he beats Brock, right? It's one and done, and then whoever gets Brock next gets the bigger spot because, again, it's closer to his retirement. Or he beats Brock at Mania, and then Brock comes back for that win, and then Brock wins the feud, which does nothing for Oba. Now, if Oba loses to Brock, and we don't see Brock week to week, because we know it's Brock, and Oba's still the ruler, dominating everybody else, and then when Brock pops up, they have that feud, and then it culminates at SummerSlam on one of the two nights, and Oba wins that, then he can say definitively he is the ruler, he conquered the beast, he's the last one to conquer the beast, sent him into retirement, and now you have somebody that you can put right in the main event versus I beat Brock at Mania, and he can only run with that until somebody else can one-up him and say, I retired Brock.
And Dip, you totally disagree.
Completely disagree. I think Oba wins at WrestleMania. I think Javon gets a match and wins, and I think Trick Williams gets a match and wins. I think they put over all three of these new guys at Mania. That's my prediction. We're making new stars at this WrestleMania.
But you don't need to win to make a star, though. That's
right.
These days you do, I feel like. Maybe in their mind, not in our mind. In their mind, these days, the thought process is they need a win to become the star. I think that's where their head's at. I'm saying amorphously as the people in charge of creative.
The powers that be.
The powers that be.
How does that explain LA Knight's trajectory? He has 0 big wins, but he's also a big star. He's got the slim ads. He's everywhere.
But Greg, they're clearly, it's not happening for LA Knight the way that people had thought or intended it to be. I think that look, at the end of the day, I can't believe I'm saying I still hope he gets his day, but there's a big difference between what they're doing with Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams as opposed to what they're doing currently with LA Knight. Is there not?
I mean, LA Knight still,
he feels like he pops the crowd, but he still feels like an afterthought in the bookings. The other three do not. I mean, I don't want to say that either, to be honest with you, the way that Javon's been booked these days. But
we don't know where is Javon going to go for Mania? Do we know?
I have no idea, but I feel like how could they not give him a spot? He'll have a spot. There'll be something for Javon Evans. He's not going to be in the Battle Royal. Maybe I don't know. I think Trick Williams gets a spot.
He's the one question mark. Trick at this point, I have no question. Trick will be in a singles match.
Who do we think Trick gets?
Sammy.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, it's looking like Trick and Sammy. Not mad.
That's poised for a double turn at Mania too, because
great.
Sammy's scratching out.
I would love that.
Somebody tweet that the water bottles backstage hate to see Sammy coming because every week he's knocking out water bottles.
Great, that'll be fun.
Why would that be a double turn though?
Because Sammy's a baby face right now, and Trick,
because you're right.
Lemon Pepper steppers on, and
Trick's a baby face too.
That's what I'm saying. So you solidify it with Sammy going heel and Trick just going.
So it's a single turn. It's a half a double turn. It's a single turn.
It's a partial turn.
It's a partial turn. So but Javon is the one that remains, and I hope Javon ends up on the card as well. I think he will. They're saying the rumor mill has said there could be as many as 14 matches over the 2 days. So I would think there'll be a spot.
That feels accurate.
God, guys, I'm saying it. No one's ever going to listen to me. It's a pipe dream 1,000%. I understand it. I still wish we got a Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. Such a great way to use people.
Or is it going to be on SmackDown?
The Battle Royal's never there anymore. That's the
I
thing.
like the Battle Royal.
Me too. I think the Battle Royal on SmackDown is not it. I do it on the show, man. Like, we have time. They don't take that long. Put them on the real show. Or like I said, if we could ever do a Money in the Bank again, maybe you do one of the Money in the Banks at Mania, and then the other gender Money in the Bank, you do the main event of Money in the Bank. I don't know. I just thought it was such a fun way. I just thought it was such a fun way to use 6 or 8 people or whatever when you're trying to get great talent in there. And the spectacle of Money in the Bank in the middle of like a Mania stadium, it looks awesome.
Yeah, and with them having SummerSlam now officially tied to King and Queen of the Ring, like the winner of that gets a shot at SummerSlam. Break it up a little bit, have the Money in the Bank at Mania and have them have all year to cash it in. They got to do it by Mania. Rumble feeds into Mania, King and Queen of the Ring feeds into SummerSlam like it does, and then the holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase is just out there for that.
Oh, so you're saying try to make King and Queen of the Ring the replacement sort of PLE for Money in the Bank and just use Money in the Bank at Mania.
And I think they quietly have done that, right? Because if the King and the Queen of the Ring get their shot at SummerSlam, then just make it a bigger deal. Give them the PLE. It could be the tournament finals. It could be the tournament.
I think what happens with these the Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber is that they give an excuse to do these qualifying matches that last weeks and weeks of television that can fill up the time. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a little sick of the qualifying matches. How many? We usually know who's going to win them, with the exception of a few surprises. And I I don't know. It's like we've been doing qualifying matches for a decade. Enough with the qualifying. Just tell us who's in it.
You've had
make
enough
the decision.
You're sick of qualifying, is what you're saying.
I don't need qualifying in wrestling anymore. I'm done with qualifying. Okay.
I'm hoping, guys, that the airport is not a nightmare on my return. I have the app to show me the weights, and I checked this morning at around the same time that I'd be leaving tomorrow, and it was like a very manageable, like, pre-check weight. So, because these lines I'm seeing around the country, man, are just... Dip, we have to just pray that we don't get hit with any of these. Like, that's all we can do.
I gotta.
SUG, you too. You're going to LA in a couple weeks. Exactly. You too.
Yeah.
LA seems to be fine.
No, LA and New York are just repug in the ways they're always repug, but not in a new, higher level repug.
I'm thinking about flying to Missouri for the standing and there's standing, there's delivering, there's a lot.
No, you're going to stand. By the way, that's kind of like the airport situation. It's standing, there's delivering. Now, yesterday I had an interesting situation. So my new move has been when I can, not that this is that smart or unique, my move has been last flight out of Newark. Trying to hit that like the 9 o'clock, 9:30, whatever the latest thing is. Because, guys, when you get there, assuming your flight's not delayed, which is obviously in 2026 an assumption, but you get to the airport, there's literally no line. Nothing. It's crazy. Nothing. So I did that yesterday, and it allows me to spend a little time with the baby before I leave. I got off the air. I fed her dinner. And then I get an Uber driver who has never, and this is the problem with X, instead of splurging for black, he did not, like, he wasn't confident going to Newark. It was the slowest.
Why are you doing X? How are you still doing X?
I'm leaving from my house. Like, why do I need to spend an extra $75 or even charge the company $75? I didn't need it. I do it when I need it.
But you're not doing X from the airport.
No, it was to the airport. So I go, it's fine. And fine. You know what? I'll tell you this. I have a new app I've been using that I can't share with anyone. I heard
about this damn new app. Like,
what is it?
I don't know.
I'm taking Waymo's.
He didn't share.
All right, you know what? Should I share it with the Cheap Heat universe?
No, share it with
you guys in the chat. Yeah, no, I don't know if it's in LA or Philly. You guys can check.
I may have heard of it already. I live in Los Angeles. Don't forget.
I'm gonna message you guys, but I have
Philadelphia is like the netherworld still.
It is.
I have, but it's right now. It's low key, and I got to keep it that way. Anyways, I ended up doing Uber. The guy went so slow. I get to the airport. Have you guys ever been in the situation where you're in a rush and you're watching your bag go through the conveyor belt? And this person who was scanning, the woman who was sitting at the desk looking at each bag, I could see her brain thinking about whether or not she was going to, like, send. You know, the bags come down, and then it sits in that position, SGG, and they decide, are we sending it out, or are we having it go to the side to be investigated?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but I could see her.
No
bag, yeah, each bag for 15 seconds on each bag, and my flight was boarding. I'm like, lady, you cannot be going this hard right now. Sorry,
no.
you were saying.
I don't let the luggage go until if I do curbside, or I put the luggage. Until I see the thing on the conveyor belt, I don't leave it set. I don't trust these people.
Well, but you're talking about a different thing. I don't even check.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, say like the security people that, because if the bag doesn't come through, then they're pulling you out, and that's a conversation that could, who knows how long they're going to want to talk to.
Oh
you about.
yeah, that SGG, because my flight was already boarding. All right, which I don't. I know Dip will lie and tell you I'm sure I'm running screaming down the airport. I look like the family in Home Alone for every flight.
Yeah, you are that guy. That's
I'm not.
Your personality.
I'm not. I've mastered the airport. I'm one of the greatest travelers you will ever meet in your life. I literally died. I don't run at the airport. I don't wait in lines at the airport. I master what I do. And then once every 2 years, you have to run.
But you in general, you're fluffing the pillows. You're
loving.
repositioning the throw blankets. It's impossible to get you to walk out of the door.
Yes. I'm not arguing with that part, but my airport game is very strong. I do not spend a lot of time in the airport. I minimize the time without, knock on wood, missing flights. But yesterday, cutting it that close, SGG, I'm staring at my bag, and I go, if they decide to send the bag the other direction, and they're going to now analyze it, I'm dead. I'm dead. And you know how slow they open it up, and if you rush them, they start to get irritated with you.
They get irritated if you rush.
My flight's boarding. My flight. We know. So, guys, there was a pay-per-view in Los Angeles last week called Revolution for the All Elite Wrestling. Dipperstein, I believe you were there.
Oh yeah, I caught a couple of attacks to the face.
First of all, what was the crowd like in there? It looked like the best looking arena AEW show I've seen in a while, was it not?
Like, as far as good-looking people, I wouldn't go that far.
No, sir.
I wouldn't say it was filled with good-looking people.
You could only do so much to be the average, huh?
As far as the size of the crowd, it was quite substantial. But as far as looks, left a lot to be desired. Let's just say.
Yeah, SGG Dip has more of an impact on this show than he can have on an entire AEW pay-per-view crowd.
He's only 110.
But it looked great though on TV, and I have not gotten to sit through all 12 hours, but I've flipped through a bunch of parts, and I got to watch MJF and Hangman in full, and I just want to say there's been a lot of blood, there's been a lot of guts. We've seen the blood, we've seen the guts, we've seen everything that's come with the blood and the guts. And I know people have their criticisms of those things, and then blah, blah, blah. What MJF and Hangman did the other night was an actual match to remember. That was a real Texas death match that I think sort of like lives to the tradition of what that match is supposed to be. Shouts to Max for wearing the Terry Funk inspired Burberry. Yeah. What do you call the thing that he's wearing?
I texted you. I was like, the Burberry Terry Funk poncho was beige.
Poncho. Yeah. Now, the Burberry Terry Funk poncho from Max was incredible. And then
don't know
obviously
how many Cowboys there are in Long Island, but I'll sign off on the Burberry poncho.
They just really it was a really fun match, and it went through. Obviously, I'm sure you guys have now all seen the highlights, the needle through the cheek. I don't even know if that's the worst thing. I'm trying to think of what the worst thing was.
I tried that at home after. I tried that at home.
How did it feel?
I got home and I stuck a syringe through my cheek. It doesn't feel great. It's not great.
SUG, did you pop for Max after he stuck the syringe through Hangman's cheek? I like that he then pushed the water through just for the effect of seeing it go through.
Yeah,
I tried all these things at home.
No, but like the submission on the table. You got to do it for the pop.
I'll tell you what though, and I'm curious to ask them to ask these guys this. The needle through the cheek looks like the worst. And Hangman then goes and fights for another 30 seconds or a minute with the needle still stuck in his cheek. It's incredible. But I feel like Hangman dragging Max through the glass, that and the light bulb to the back of Max, where you could see the whole line of glass across his back, that to me may have been worse than the needle through the cheek. It was bad,
try it.
SGG.
We'll try it when I'm there in New York. We'll try it.
For me, the worst, just because the ego gets involved at this point also, was after he'd been hung, and then MJF lets him go, and Adam Page bounces off the camera, and his blood is on the glass. That just heightens the loss to me from an ego standpoint, far beyond all the pain. Because you sign up for the pain, but that when your face bounces off the camera and then your blood is left on the glass, that's embarrassment also. So to me is the worst.
Do you think that like, did that really just happen organically? Because if so,
It
that's
did.
an insane.
It happened organically for sure. I was right there. Yeah, that was blood
I think
splatter.
If they didn't rehearse that, that is the most amazing freestyle.
I don't know for sure, but I don't think so. It didn't feel that way in the arena.
That was it was an epic way to close the thing out.
I got to tell you,
yeah,
Bandito and Andrade's match. I mean, it was beyond Bed Bath and Beyond. That's what I'm going to tell you with that.
I have not watched Bandito and Andrade yet.
It's
but
crazy.
Everything so far that I've seen from it was great. And listen, we obviously don't break down as much AEW here as we do WWE. But the one thing I always say, people can talk about Tony Khan all they want, talk about AEW all they want. When you get to the pay-per-views, you are going to have a good time. That's just that the pay-per-view cards are always just stacked, and I can make a great case for the 5-6 match pay-per-view, and I can also at the same time love having these ones that may take me a week to watch them, but I end up enjoying them when they're also, as a wrestling fan, I'm here for all sides of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Give me the short, efficient, hit you in the face pay-per-view. Give me the long, endless marathon pay-per-view. I love all of it. I'm that big a mark.
The one thing that AEW that is fun that WWE doesn't do, which it's not surprising, and it's not a slight to anybody, but when AEW does it was on the 0 hour, but they did a battle royal, and they're just having a good time in there. They're breaking kayfabe. They're talking to the crowd. They're saying all kinds of stuff. They're barely they're playing with each other, and it's stuff like that. Like there's no heels, there's no faces. It's just a bunch of guys having a good time. And if you're right up in front and you can see it all happen, it's like that's an experience.
Did you now that by the way that is funny, and no, they would never do that here for sure.
No.
Now real quick, do you take a break dip? I mean, this night is 6 hours long. You were there for 0 hour?
I ate. I was there for 0 hour. I ate a lot of crap. It was a crap night. I had chicken nuggets. I have no idea where this chicken came from. I have no idea if it was chicken.
Delicious chicken, or did you just take what you can get?
It was a repug nugget, a repugnant.
A repugnant. A repugnant?
It was bad. It was bad. And then I ate a bunch of crap. I had a couple beers. I had a great time.
He was out of control, though. So anyways, shouts to MJF. And still, we got to talk Tom Brady and what the hell is going on. Is this a play for WrestleMania? A lot more to do. It's Cheap Heat Live on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. Sol Ruca still coming up as well.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Marvel Comics' #1 tough guy, the Punisher, explodes onto Game Boy in the ultimate payback, non-stop shoot-'em-up arcade action, and a special appearance by Spider-Man from Acclaim.
That's right. They're talking about wrestling. They're talking about bagels. They're doing it all. But guess what? There will be no bagel eating dip. Not for the next month. I'm getting it together.
I'm in the process of getting it together as well. I'm getting it together too.
I'm getting it together.
But do you think you're lying? What are you doing? What have you done to get it together?
What have I done so far?
Yeah.
Had a good gym week. I think 3 gym appearances this week.
That's good.
I am when I pre-ordered my breakfast for the flight home tomorrow, I chose the oatmeal. I consider that getting it together.
Carbs galore. Here's the trick. Don't eat the oatmeal at all. That's how you get it together. That's called together, folks.
No,
Don't
that is true.
Eat the oatmeal.
Yeah, but you are the least healthy, worst. Yours is not manageable. I need to be somewhere between you and me. You just will not eat for a literal month. And then I'm going to see you on Friday of WrestleMania, and he's going to be eating everything and going, I can't stop. I'm out of control. And he's going to have, and then I want to try to actually, now you're right. I mean, you have to, there's no question you're skipping meals. I have to skip meals. You're not having breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next month if I'm getting it together. That's not a thing. So most days, breakfast is skipped for me. Most days I will eat at lunchtime around 2 o'clock. That is what I will. I'll basically keep my eating between like 2 and 7 o'clock, and that's kind of it. That's kind of how I need to operate.
You doing the personal trainer?
I can't do a personal trainer right now.
I know. What is the most? What is the least you would pay? What is the most you would pay for a personal trainer? What is the most?
Well,
what do you think is an egregious amount?
Well, the last time I paid my trainer, I was paying him. I got to ask Natalie what we were paying, but like,
give me a rough estimate.
I feel like it was $150.
$150.
Something like that.
So think about this, okay? And we're all very fortunate people. But let me.
Not we're all.
If you're going to the trainer 3-4 times a week,
I'm not.
You're talking. All right, but what you go once? What is going once do? Oh, lift this, do that.
Wait, Dip. Do you know the level of money you have to have, in my opinion, to pay a trainer, like a private trainer? Not like the person at Planet Fitness who, for an extra $50, will tell you to do some push-ups. A private trainer.
That's what I'm talking about.
4 or 5 days a week. What do you think? I'm worth $100 million? That's insane.
It's like $5,000 a month.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. At least. I respect
their time, but when
I was going the hardest I ever went with my trainer, I was seeing him twice a week, but he was giving me a cheaper rate than even that. And I still felt that it was a lot. That was a lead up to that was like before my first wedding. So we're like talking about 2012.
That was real getting it together. You had it together at that time. That was together. You felt very together. Greg, when are you getting it together?
He's never getting it together, folks.
Why?
You done with together?
2 out of 3 ain't bad. You guys
you're never getting it together again.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. You guys, I'm secure. I'm too secured for getting it together.
No, SUG, you have to get it together because I got bad news for you. Dip and I have one major health advantage on you. You are tall. The tall are already not in a great spot.
That's true. I'm not super tall.
No, you're not super tall, but if you look at the stats, as great as it is to be tall, it comes around in the end. They come for the tall.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you listen, I know they call the store big and tall, but at some point you're going to have to make a decision, big or tall. Okay? And I'm going to need you to go tall. All right. This is a perfect transition because at this stage in life, SUG may find himself in the big man tournament. And we are having our very own big man bracket on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. And I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get on until this late in the week. So we weren't able to talk about it when everyone was still involved. And we have our own bracket. Just go on Busted Open's Instagram, Busted Open Sirius XM. The Cheap Heat region is Pretty Mage. We actually have Andre and Hogan in the region, and we have to talk about that. Now, before we get into it, I do want to let you guys know the results we have so far. And this is a really fun region. I mean, really fun bracket. Last Sunday, I was listening to Justin LeBar and Jonathan Hood break it down. I couldn't turn it off. So fun. But so far, the results are, and you guys tell me if you agree or disagree with each one. This is how the people voted. Kane defeated Braun Strowman.
No.
Yes.
Disagree.
Yeah. You think Braun Strowman is better than Kane?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even.
By the way,
I can't.
I'm not as far off from Greg as you would think. I don't know. You think Kane is a wrestler? Is he that?
Kane's Mage. Kane is an iconic character in wrestling history.
Iconic character, no question. A much more iconic character.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about best big man. Okay, stop. The bell has to ring, and then Kane has to be. The fire has to come from Kane. It can't just be out of the ring post. It can't just be his entrance. Kane has to be fire. And
is this
ever was?
Greg,
wow.
Is this the
never?
You're insane. Is this the same? Let me talk for 1 second. Is this the same thing as Tears of Mage? Is this Yeah, are we judging them on mageness or who would
No.
win in a wrestling
No,
match?
it's
Best
the best
man.
big man. Who's
What
a
does
better
best
big
mean?
man?
What is best? What is better? What does that mean?
I don't think the
It means that
standard.
when the bell rings, Braun Strowman will always be better than Kane.
What are you saying? Call Dave LaGreca. I want to know. I want to know.
Again, Braun Strowman's better than Kane in ring.
What? But I'm saying, what the term in ring is that? But is that what better means? Is that what best means? I need to know right now. Call somebody who knows.
Because if Kane is the best character,
Kelly,
then
get
we
somebody
could
on the phone who knows the rules
you're
here.
saying Kane is a better character than who else? Andre. Kane's
No,
a better character.
Andre is better than Kane in the mageness
all right.
of big men.
All right, but Dip, you can't make every
It's not
tournament
me, though.
who's more popular, who's more famous, who made
It's
more
not
money.
popular. It's influential, more important.
But
What
is
the
that
fuck did
all?
Kane influence? I'm sorry, Kelly, and the people of the Pro Wrestling Nation.
You can
with
curse.
my language. What has Kane influenced? He's always been Undertaker's brother. So right there,
He's an iconic Attitude Era character.
That's
he's
not
he's
influence,
He's not even
though.
Top 10. Are you serious?
What is Braun Strowman? Come on.
How about
Bro.
I'm kind of with SGG, and Kane is kind of like the highest, biggest mid carder of all time. What are your thoughts? He was never the guy.
Lower mid card. Kane?
Yes.
No,
Oh,
I said
God,
highest.
he's
I
main
said
eventing tape. Who?
I said he was the highest mid-card guy of all time. Because when you think about it, Kane was never truly, the mantle was on him. He was always, it's either he's part of a mage tag team or he's the guy who's with Undertaker. I'm kind of with SGG.
I don't agree at all.
If you snip Undertaker's coattails from Kane, he's nothing.
Wow, what a take. That's why why this is why SGG gets paid the big bucks. It's takes like this. Now, the who's better, him or Braun in ring? Interesting conversation, but I like this overall. Anyways, Kane beat Braun Strowman. Andre the Giant beat Warlord. Sorry, Dip, you okay with that?
Yes, I am. By the way, I don't consider Warlord a big guy. He's big. I don't consider him a big guy, a big man.
I agree. I'd agree with you. Mark Henry defeated Otto Wanz. I'm going to go with Mark Henry.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know who he's up against. Respectfully, Bruiser Brody beat Viscera. We love Big Vis, but he's got to lose to Bruiser.
But I don't know. Is Bruiser? Would you consider Bruiser Brody? I mean, he was tall, but is Bruiser Brody a big man?
I think so.
I think Bruiser
get classified as big men.
Yeah,
Bruiser Brody considered a big guy.
Dip, so. I think Bruiser, you're counting. Yeah, he's like 6'9" and 300 pounds. I'm good with Bruiser.
Okay.
Big John Studd defeated the One Man Gang.
That's tough.
That's arguable as well. That's a tough matchup. That's like
tough matchup.
That's like a 7-8 seed or what
yeah,
is it?
no, 8-9. 8-9. That's
8-9. That's an 8-9 seed.
Big Show defeated Barbarian. Sorry again, Dip.
Again, Big Show is a big man. Barbarian, a gargantuan individual. I wouldn't
not a
consider
big
him
man.
a big
I
man
agree.
in wrestling. Yeah.
Undertaker beat the Berserker. No problems there.
No.
Yeah. John Nord.
Kevin Nash defeated Crush. Now,
okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Kevin Nash, I'm kind of good with big man. Crush, I feel like I don't consider a big man.
Crush was tall too, though.
But he was big, like 6'6".
He's not a big man. He's not a big man. You have to be
a big man.
fat.
He's a
you
large
have to be
man.
very fat or very tall.
That's it.
I feel like
Dip hit it.
I feel like he makes the tall cutoff.
Did he? Check that out, SGG. I'm not sure if he did.
Who are we talking about? Sorry, who are we talking
about? No, Crush.
Crush? No, he's a medium man. He's a medium man. He's a big medium man.
No, listen, he's a huge guy, but he's not a big man.
No.
His height was 6'7". I feel like he's right
6'7",
there. He makes the cutoff.
Very close.
So, by the way, Scott Hall was 6'7". Is he a big man?
Who was?
Scott Hall.
He's big man.
But he's not in here. All right.
Scott Hall's a big man.
Next to Hulk and Nash, he was the medium man, but he's big man.
All right, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Kamala beat Ernie Ladd.
Ooh,
fine.
Come on.
I love Kamala.
Why were they even up against each other?
I'm good with Kamala.
Hulk Hogan defeated Stan Hansen in a match between neither guy I consider a true big man.
Stan Hansen was more wide than Hogan.
He's tall. But Stan Hansen. I mean, Hogan and Stan Hansen, though. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Rosie is a big man. Okay, that's a big man. a one-man gang is a big man.
I feel like
he's in there.
If you can be considered for Mount Schlumpmore, you're automatically in the talks for big man.
I agree.
And Stan Henson's a big man.
Who is on
Okay.
Mount Schlumpmore is in the tournament.
Okay, Big Boss Man has defeated Earthquake. That's a great matchup. Hell of a matchup.
Yes.
Could go either
That's
way.
another 8-9er.
Vader defeated Typhoon.
Yes, good. That makes sense.
King Kong Bundy over Blackjack Mulligan.
Yes.
Very close. Bam
Blackjack
Bam.
Mulligan, big man.
I know, close. He's on the line. Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Haystacks Calhoun.
That's going back. That's going back too far.
One true big man.
Haystacks is 50s.
It's not going back as far as Otto Vance.
Yeah. Otto Vons. How about that?
It's too far back.
Currently, Umaga is beating Gorilla Monsoon, and Yokozuna is up on Sid Vish.
That's a good matchup too. I got to tell you, I may be looking at Sid.
Umaga over Gorilla Monsoon is tough.
No,
too,
that's tough.
But that also feels disrespectful.
It's too far. It's too old. Gorilla Monsoon.
A few hours left to vote on those, and Kelly put a call into Jonathan Hood, who came up with this tournament, to try to get an answer, but he did not answer the phone.
Come on, Jonathan Hood.
Yeah, Jonathan Hood's stuck in us.
Go vote right now on Busted Open Sirius XM on Instagram. We're having a great time with that here. And everyone, of course, very excited for the big Busted Open party WrestleMania weekend that Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. It is going to be a great time. SGG, have you decided on Vegas? I forget.
I think I'm out on Vegas this year.
You're on the fence?
No, I think I'm out.
So you're not on the fence. You're stepping off the fence.
I'm stepping off the fence. I might be watching from home.
You've Vegased enough.
I've Vegased enough. I wanted it to be New Orleans. I thought about doing Vegas again, but I think I'm out.
I hear you. Listen, I hear you. Listen, you were only halfway in last year.
Seriously,
you watch Sunday at home.
Those prices, man. You got to make these real decisions.
Decisions need to be made on what makes sense. I feel you, dog. All right. So speaking of Mania, Tom Brady has been doing this thing with Logan Paul. This trash talking of Logan Paul and professional wrestling. And yesterday, I forget. Let me see. Kelly, did you put the Brady audio in of what he said yesterday? Is that there? I forgot. Oh, here it is. Tom Brady issues on WWE. Zach, this is in the P drive. Do you have that, Zach? Go ahead. Take your time.
Yes, I have it ready to go.
All right, go ahead. Thank you.
How many WWE wrestlers would it take to sack Tom Brady?
All their stuff is so cute and scripted, and they know what's going on. In a football game, you don't know it, so they wouldn't even get near me. Plus, if I had a good offensive line, they'd punch those guys right in the throat, and they'd be probably crying. And, there's no fake BS we do in American football. So for those guys, it'd be a whole different story for them.
So here's the thing, folks. I don't want to spend too much time here. They're obviously building to something, okay? There were rumors a couple of weeks ago that Tom Brady had merch, right, SUG? That there was some sort of copyrights for WWE merch and Tom Brady. I just want to say this. Now that Tom Brady has outright said the words fake stuff, and what was the other word choice he had in there, SUG?
Cute. Cute's his favorite. Cute's the one that he's been running with a lot.
Cute, which is funny considering your whole brand, your whole life has been being cute. But whatever. Cute and fake are the words he chose to use. Now that you went there, instead of there was a million ways he could have gone, and in my opinion, wherever it landed is fine. Now that Tom Brady has used the F word on wrestling, if he doesn't personally get at least smacked in the face, if not worse, I hate this. I have no interest. If this ends without Tom Brady getting physically touched up by professional wrestlers, then this was done wrong. No one should ever be involved in a WWE thing in which they use the word fake unless they are going to get touched at some point. So if this just ends, because where I'm guessing this goes, SGG, I'm guessing, right? He's being such a heel and it's with Logan Paul, who's never going to be good. So I feel like at the Fakakta football game, they're going to come together and both be heels together. That's my thought. That's my assumption.
That's equally stupid. It's if that's what it's leading to, it's the best case scenario, but it's still very bad because then why is Logan Paul co-signing this?
Because
all?
Logan Paul is also
it's
here's how I see it. Logan then would lean back into the I'm an outsider, you guys are losers, and like he's kind of ishing on the business. Like I could see there being a play for Logan to do that, but here's the problem. If they do that, for me now it's not enough that Logan Paul would get beat up. I need Tom Brady beat up now.
Yeah.
So is Tom Brady getting beat up at WrestleMania? That's the question. Because if not, I'm good. I don't need his involvement. He's a great Super Bowl champion.
Beat up regardless.
Say it again, SGG.
Tom Brady needs to get beat up regardless. What he said is he's gone way too far with the F word and cute sport. Number one, to answer his question too, the question, how many superstars would it take to sack Tom Brady? One, and his name is Roman Reigns, and that's the answer. So let's not even get into.
How about everybody? How about it was? By the way, the question is obviously a silly question. The answer is every single person in the locker room, basically, besides Peter Rosenberg and Sam Roberts, can tackle Tom Brady. What are we talking about? The man is a brittle old man who never could move. In the best version of Tom Brady, he was an absolute statue. So the whole thing is ridiculous. And yes, if the point was to trigger wrestling fans, congratulations, you did it. Now someone needs to beat this man's ass. That's what has to happen.
Because the point is not just to trigger us, it's to trigger us and then give us some sort of entertainment value. And the way they've set it up now, the most entertaining thing for me, and I think most other fans, would be to see Tom Brady get punched in the mouth. Maybe some blood, but I'll take a bloodless punch in the mouth.
Some sort of punch in the mouth has to happen. So anyways, we've given you enough time, Thom Brady. Hey, Dip, who do you think was on the phone with Randy Orton on Raw? Any thoughts?
I like the Danhausen idea. Honestly, I mean, it could be that. I'm not joking.
There's no way it's Danhausen, dude. It's not.
Is it Paul Heyman? He seems to be on the phone with people all the time.
The guy's calling. He's calling people up a storm. That's a great question by you. Also, I did not expect to see the Bellas come back last week. I thought that was well done. They had put out. Brie had put out last week that we thought we'd be back. We haven't been back at all. And then they came back on SmackDown last week and want to get in the tag title picture. It looks like, guys, I guess we're going back to Becky and AJ Lee for WrestleMania. SGG, is that where you assume we're going?
That's where I assume we're going. I wasn't expecting us to go there, but she's back. She whooped her ass. She touched the title. So it's all signs are pointed to that.
So the one thing we have not gotten to today, and we have to get to it before, but it's a good sign. There's a lot of things happening, is Roman Reigns and CM Punk on Monday night. Now, SGG, you were a believer that Roman Reigns got the best of CM Punk in this promo.
I am. He got some lines off in there that made me, they were like some battle rap lines, where he said it, and my reaction was like, wow,
Like what? Give me an example.
So these lines weren't necessarily explosive, but they got the reaction out of me, right? So when he said, the one that keeps jumping off in my head was, he talked to Punk about, you always complain about my schedule and worrying about what I do. And it shows that after all these years, and I'm paraphrasing, after all these years, you still don't know how things work at the tippy top. So that's just what we do on the level that I'm on, which is a level that you know nothing about. And for me, I feel like that, even more than, you're old and you can't hang with me in the ring and the bell's got to ring and I'm going to ragdoll you. Even more than that, this idea that Punk still doesn't know what it takes to be at the very pinnacle of the business. I feel like that was more of the knockout blow than anything else that was said.
Dip, were you surprised at the line that like triggered Punk to throwing a punch just being you're old?
I gotta be honest. I watched it again, I watched the segment for a second time, and I liked it a lot better the second time.
Okay.
A year old is a mean thing to say to somebody.
Is it?
Especially when you're CM Punk. It's not great. It's not a great thing to hear. And I think it did warrant a punch.
You think it warranted a punch?
Yeah. It warranted, yeah.
You don't think Punk was already aware that he is old?
He may not be fully aware he's old.
I can't believe this. I'm going to disagree with Dip a little bit on this. I don't think you're old by itself warranted the punch, but I think it needed more, right? I think Roman saying that, like,
you're old,
intimating that because he can't hang in the ring and like he's trying to do everything else because he knows that eventually he's going to have to fight him, and he's afraid because he's old. Then that might warrant him, because now him punching him is more about I'm not scared than just like I'm old and now I have to punch you because you stated a fact that is confirmed by my birth certificate that I knew. I knew this fact this whole time. It's not anything salacious.
I really didn't. I just was surprised that old was all we went to. That surprised me.
Here's what I was confused. The one line I was really confused by was when Roman said, "With make it like your top tier, you're like you should when you're talking about top tier, you should ask your wife."
Yeah,
that was an odd insult.
People they do that a lot. But that's a big thing. Oh, you mean it's an odd insult because Punk is clearly top tier?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I just that insult didn't make sense. He should mention AJ in some way to like keep the heat up. But
SGG, are you surprised that we didn't get a mention of Larry?
I am. I feel like they could have done that, but then given Roman's explanation of like, you're not in my head, like I don't care what you say because I'm waiting for the moment that the bell rings to thrash you. I could see him not getting in the mud with Punk. You know what I mean? It's the classic of, never argue with a fool because people won't be able to tell who's who. I could see Roman not even taking that bait and going there with him.
Not wanting to muck around, the muck and the mire.
Yeah.
I shouldn't argue with you anymore then, SGG.
Now, do you know that I worry, though, there is a chance, guys, that like people will be so upset about a Larry line that like it's not even doable.
Because it's so fresh?
Because it'll turn Roman heel. It'll make people hate Roman.
Right, because it's the only way to truly, truly like be a heel is to say something about someone's deceased dog.
There are people who love dogs more than humans, so you can definitely.
I know one. He's hosting this podcast with you.
You could definitely disrespect somebody's dead dad, and the dog would be alive.
Well, because here's the thing. This is why it actually makes sense. I'm not talking about Roman. I'm talking about in general. Hear me out. Dead dad versus dead dog. Generally, I didn't know your dead dad like that, but I know a dog. Like, we know dogs. Dogs, you treat dogs the right way, they're undefeated. All right? There's no bad dogs. There's only bad owners. Dog lovers all know that. So there is a world in which they can't go there because they just don't want Roman to be that level of heel. You think Randy was bad for beating up Cody? If he had insulted Cody's senior dog, it's worse.
Is it possible that Punk is also just not ready to go there? Like, would Punk shed legitimate tears if Larry's name is not invoked the right way?
Well, how about this? I could say this. I could say there's a world in which maybe, him and AJ talked about it, and they're just like, we don't want to do it. Like, it is on the table. I mean, listen, Sika was a wrestler. You know for a fact Sika is down for whatever.
Yeah.
His life was wrestling. Larry never made that decision.
The best way you can honor a wrestler is to keep disrespecting them after they're dead. Just Correct. When you think somebody forgot about you, get that one more mention and the name's hot in the streets again.
I remember that exact conversation when people were it was about CM Punk. When people were questioning whether CM Punk should be throwing around Paul Bearer's urn.
That was right after Paul Bearer died. Though.
Right after.
No.
felt like
The
it was
answer's
the
no.
day after. It was like, oh, well, let's bring this out the I don't know.
That offended me. That offended me at the time.
No, it
I'll tell you that.
I
didn't.
was like, whoa.
Very offended.
Now, the crazy part, didn't he dump out Ashes too?
Me?
Did he dump it? Oh yeah,
Dump
ashes were.
Right.
I
Yeah,
believe.
see,
I believe ashes were dumped. I believe
he
ashes
did like
were
the
dumped.
snow angel in the Ashes.
He did a
Yeah,
snow
nah.
angel in the ashes.
I feel like I remember that.
Are you sure?
Now that I'm thinking about it, Roman, you should whoop his ass one time before Mania for mentioning your pops. I'll take it all back, Punk
Because he
has
goes
no
very
respect
far.
for anybody's family, so you got to whoop his ass.
All right, guys, we have more program to get to. I'm told Sol Ruka will join us next, although I haven't been out of the studio to see if she's actually here. But I'm told Sol Ruka will be here. It's Cheap Heat Live on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. New World Wrestling Federation Superstars Cookies from Salerno. Great tasting cookies in 10 fun-to-eat WWF wrestling shapes.
Welcome back to Cheap Heat Live. Sol Ruka is not here. She's been snatched, folks. She's apparently been snatched. The soul has been snatched. But hopefully she will be here. In the meantime, though, some news came down this morning. Curious to get your guys' thoughts. Dennis Rodman is the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. We can discuss his accolades. I mean, listen, whenever we talk about deserving of the WWE Hall of Fame is ridiculous enough. Deserving of the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame is even more ridiculous than that. So I think neither of those things are really worth analyzing. To me, it's just analyzing how major the class is. I am going to say that with Dennis Rodman's being the fourth name, this is the most consistently mage class, I think, in a while. Dipperstein, I'll start with you. What do you say?
I mean, you know how I feel about the celebrities for the one appearance. They're in the Hall of Fame of wrestling. I don't understand. I never understood it, frankly.
Well, he had more than one appearance. He had more than one appearance.
For the one run. I don't know.
It was a run. One run.
But look, I bought the action figure with the green hair. I own it. At that moment, I was a Rodman guy. When I was playing with my toys in that moment in 1998, Rodman went over for sure every time. So that's all I have to say about that. One of the great rebounders, or was it assists? Was it rebounds?
Rebound. It's rebounds.
You don't have to pretend to do that, Dip. You don't.
I didn't pretend.
No.
I didn't know.
Stop.
I asked.
Yeah. We don't have to go that far, Dip. No, you don't have to go that far.
Ball hit the rim. He grabbed the ball and he did that the most times of anyone.
He did that the most times that anyone else ever did it. Last year, with the main names we had, it was Triple H, Michelle McCool, Lex Luger, and the Natural Disasters, right? And then, of course, the legacy names are always mage, but we're not going to go into all the legacy names because they're mage every year, right? And varying. This year, so far as we stand right now, we have Stephanie McMahon, AJ Styles, Demolition, and Dennis Rodman. Pretty damn good. From like a impactful and solid, like the Demolition and AJ give you true wrestling fans inductees. Like in the case of AJ and Demolition, no true wrestling fan is complaining about either. Stephanie, of course, is iconic. I mean, no matter how you cut it, Stephanie was great on screen. She's important behind the scenes. She's a trailblazer. Stephanie is 100% a big deal and famous. And now you get Dennis Rodman, who is a big deal. And here's the thing, Dip. We can question, again, I think it's silly too, but we can question, what a deserving. Dude, that moment, the Rodman merch from the era, it was a big deal.
I own it.
It was big.
The only thing, Greg, the only thing that would make this Hall of Fame class more deserving and mage is if we included Kane.
He's already in, which
Good
is
for
a
and
travesty
deservingly
itself.
so.
It's a travesty in itself. But yeah, keep him as far away from this class as possible.
Yeah, but you think Barry Horowitz should be in the Hall of Fame?
He should,
This
by
is-
the way.
Horowitz, one of the great Joe Bears of all time.
He actually should be in the Hall of Fame. Glaring omission.
Now, I wonder what the moment will be. Remember, last year they introduced the moment. We had Brett and Stone Cold.
That's a good question.
The immortal moment, which is a great way to induct people again who are already in the Hall of Fame.
That's a good question.
What would you guys think? Well, let's throw out some possibilities, and let's try to use both people or all four people, whatever it is. The people involved in the immortal moment are all
alive?
with us. Yes.
Okay.
Let's think of immortal moments, and we'll ask the nation. Oh, this is it. I came up with this gold. See, Sol Ruka's not here, and we've already stumbled into gold, folks. 877-344-4893. The immortal moment to put in the Hall of Fame this year, where everyone involved, at least the primary players, are alive.
When Kane interfered
I know. Okay, stop. You're going to keep
in
going
the
back to the Kane
Undertaker
joke.
Hell in a Cell.
By the way, nothing would be more typical and yawn than it being like a Kane Undertaker moment. Like they've been there a million times.
And also, I gotta say, longtime listeners to this show
Go ahead.
have heard and seen me and Dip go at it. Like we going at it like the Hatfields and the McCoys, Bloods and Crips. Me and Dip have gone at it like this on the show. So him making the Kane joke is an admission to me that he knows that what we said about Kane is true.
Get out of here. They better than Braun Strowman?
He knows that what we said is true. He knows that when we say that Kane is ass, or I won't put that on you, Pete.
Kane is
I'll
ass.
myself.
You're calling Kane
He
ass.
knows that when I say that Kane is ass, that is true. That's why it became a punchline in the same show. Because if Dip really felt strongly about this, this would be a war. There would be listeners calling in. We would be getting tweets. We'd be going over this for the next 2 weeks. It's already a punchline because Dip knows.
You're insane.
I'm right.
You have lost it. You need a lobotomy.
Kane is a joke, and it is funny. So keep making the Kane.
You need a wrestling lobotomy, buddy.
Hilarious.
Listen, you guys are now getting personal. It's getting deep. I'm not convinced that Braun is better than Kane. I think Kane is I think if you were to ask the average wrestler, I'm sure they'd tell you that Kane is a much more proficient professional wrestler than Braun. However, I will say Braun Strowman, that run around the ring, the sprinting 6'10", 300-pound guy.
I like him.
It's an interesting contrast to Kane, though, who here's my biggest criticism of Kane as a wrestler. I get it. I get it. He's a big man, and he was sort of a horror character to some degree. I don't like that his only speed was prodding. He did not have. He didn't have another gear. The gear was always very sort of. I don't know. He didn't have like Undertaker is a big man too, bigger than Kane,
I disagree.
and gets going.
It's a reflection of limited skill, P. I mean, we're not gonna. It's a skills issue. That's
okay. All right. Let's go to George in Long Island too, who has an immortal.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, you two yo-yos think of a good immortal moment. Let's go to George on the island.
A serious one.
Yeah, a real one, Dip. Don't mock this entire segment. George.
Good afternoon, guys. How's everybody doing?
Hello, George.
George.
All right, we're going immortal moment. You want both people still here with us. We have to go WrestleMania season, Mr. WrestleMania himself. Give me the greatest WrestleMania match to ever happen. Taker, Michaels, WrestleMania 25.
It's a good moment. I would argue the Iron Man, like sitting in the ring with the belt, is more of a moment than the Undertaker Shawn Michaels match.
How about this, George? It's too recent for me. I don't need it to be Undertaker. He's been around too much right now. It's like not enough of a thing. If you want to include Shawn though, and you want to go recent history, do Shawn and Flair.
Yes.
While Flair's here to get roses one more while Flair's here to get roses one more time, I wouldn't hate that one. If you want to do you know what I'm saying, SGG? You want to do a modern one, I don't hate the I love you moment between Shawn and Rick. Go ahead, Dip.
I have another
Thanks,
great
George.
Shawn Michaels. Thank you, George. Another great Shawn Michaels WrestleMania moment. WrestleMania 5, when it was Twin Towers versus the Rockers, the clothesline from Akeem to Shawn Michaels is one of the great WrestleMania moments. They made a trading card of that moment. That is a often used moment in, clips of WrestleMania moments, montages. Have you ever seen that clothesline?
I remember the clothesline. It's a strong clothesline.
One of the great clotheslines of all time.
You think just that clothesline?
I think he's zeroed in on the moment.
That's the moment. That clothesline is one of the defining clotheslines.
What about? I wouldn't mind a moment. Could we think of a moment that involves Jake the Snake, where the other person's still alive?
Yes, WrestleMania 7, the blindfold match.
Yeah.
How about that?
That was a great feud, by the way. Great feud, great match. I enjoyed that.
But that's Rick Martel.
Yeah.
He's never come back for anything.
I would love to see Martel out there.
That would be great. Getting Martel back would be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Martel and Tito up there in the Hall of Fame together. Both alive.
Yeah.
Both look great.
That's true too.
WrestleMania moment. Everybody is still alive.
Okay.
I don't know how people are going to feel about this, but it feels like a good pick to me. Outside the box, Rey Mysterio winning the championship for Eddie. It gets Randy in the Hall of Fame. Him and Kurt Angle are both in the Hall of Fame already. They become 2-time Hall of Famers.
All right, fine. I'll give you that.
It's just I want to try.
Everybody still being alive is the tough part.
It's tough. No, it's
one person can represent the moment, but for everybody to still be alive, that narrows it down.
Dude, when you go back to like the Piper's Pit moment, no one's around but Jesse.
Morton Downey Jr. is dead.
Isolated. That's such a random thing to say, but yeah, you're not getting Piper or.
When I think of Piper's Pit,
yeah,
oddly, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Yeah, I know that's ridiculous, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. That was one of the most awkward, weird. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with WrestleMania 5 today, because it was one of the great events of all time. I just don't. That is such an awkward, bizarre interaction between a wrestler and celebrity. I don't know when the last time you saw that was. But it was crazy.
Recently, it's absolutely insane. Real quick, and also I always forget the Hogan Andre moment was in the Snake Pit, right? But Piper was there.
No, it was Piper's Pit.
Piper's Pit.
It was Piper's Pit. Got it. Jake was not there. Okay, sorry.
No.
But the look. No,
Jesse was there.
But Jesse was there, and you're like, why is Jesse there? But Jesse was there with Piper, and then Heenan comes out with Andre, and that's how you have the 5 of them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? You end up with 5.
What do you mean the 5? Yes. Yes.
It ends up being 5 of them.
Correct. The craziest Snake Pit moment was when Honky Tonk hits him over the head with Jake over the head with the guitar. To me, that's the most iconic Snake Pit moment.
Oh, Rock and Austin, they'll do at some point, right?
Yeah. They have to.
Yeah. What about Big Boss Man hanging from the cage at WrestleMania 15? The great moment. That was Mage.
Oh,
what else?
How about Brett and Goldust?
Brett and Goldust, that Mania?
No, that's not Mania. Sorry. What about? I was thinking Piper Goldust and Piper Brett, and I combined it into another match that didn't exist at WrestleMania. Yeah, it's really. I hate to say this, but once you go back before the recent era,
everyone's dying. Everyone's died.
Dead.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Because even 20 is a lot of RIPs at 20.
Yeah.
Do you think we could get and then also, even when you get to WrestleMania 10, a lot of people are gone, and then the really good manias come up. You're in the teens already. So
yeah,
it's challenging. But I do wonder whether there'll be anyone else big that they induct into the Hall of Fame. They are airing it again at that odd time of after SmackDown on Friday night.
Yeah.
I have to ask you guys, why do you think there's no way to come up with a Hall of Fame event that's just on its own night?
I don't
Like,
know
why
why.
does
You have everyone together in the arena. You don't have to move everyone, transport everyone again. You don't have to. It's convenient. That's why.
But
can't they just do it Thursday at like a smaller, nicer venue?
Do you remember?
I
earlier
agree.
in the
I think
show-
it should be in a theater.
But do you remember earlier in the show when I said Dip made one of the worst comps ever because the comp he made wasn't even true?
Yeah.
It happened again.
What did you
Last
do now?
last year, the Hall of Fame was not in the arena. They had to transport the people at SmackDown to the arena. And different fans took in both shows. Remember, Dip?
What do you
were
mean?
with me. You were
What did
with
we
me.
do?
We were at the Fountain Blue. They did it at the
that's
Fountain
right.
Blue. SmackDown was at T-Mobile. The people still had to be transported.
No. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
I know.
All right. Don't yell at me. Okay.
So why can't
You know what's
so
funny about this? Hold on, Pete.
go ahead.
Not to get too far away from this, but a couple weeks ago when you and Dip were on the show, you made a suggestion that Dip is really selling right now. I forget how you set it up, but you said the Dip is always so emphatically wrong all the time that there needs to be some sort of punishment, some sort of comeuppance. And here he is, just selling that idea. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, Dip. I don't know if this is a bit, you just being so wrong today, but
Every once in a while, the man is very wrong.
Kane is more important than Braun Strowman in the annals of time. Okay.
Is-
End of
is-
story.
I want to say something about the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame too. Also,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dennis Rodman is an obvious pick that I didn't see coming anyway, even though he was so obvious. But setting aside, obviously, the Peter Rosenberg, who definitely needs to go into the
Thank you.
celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame at some point. I feel like this could have been a year to induct Arsenio Hall into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
The WWE Hall of Fame.
What?
He
Arsenio
No.
Hall?
Yes, listen, zero moments on WWE television.
Zero.
No one knows
But-
who he is anymore, buddy.
What?
No one knows who Arsenio Hall is anymore, unfortunately.
That's the perfect time to put somebody in the Hall of Fame.
No.
What?
Not
Wait,
these
are you?
days.
But Dip,
Any-
I'm not going with nobody knows who he is anymore. You're going with nobody
Yeah.
knows who he is?
No, I would say the
He's
average
not-
wrestling fan, the average teenage to early 20s wrestling fan does no idea who that is.
Sure. I agree with, but do they know Demolition?
More so.
I mean, yeah,
They know them.
SGG,
Arsenio Hall.
SGG, I appreciate the sentiment. Dip, he interviewed everybody. He was like a
Yeah.
true celebrity friend to the WWE. Like, his
Right.
interviews now are so good. Dude, he sat through interviews with Ultimate Warrior, for God's sake.
Here's the bigger question. Who inducts Rodman? DDP? Is that
As long as it's not Karl Malone.
could be
Yeah.
Carmelo.
I'm good
No,
on Karl
no.
Malone.
Okay.
How about Jay Leno?
Like it.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like it.
He
I like
looks.
it.
I think he looks pretty old and washed, if we're being honest. I'm sensing washed.
Oh.
It's
Says a lot.
giving washed. But I DDP would certainly make sense. Guys, apologies. Sol Ruka is going to be the new Matt Damon of our show. With apologies to Sol Ruka, she didn't make it on. But we appreciate you so much. Jump on the Discord. Jump on our Patreon. Cheap Heat Live. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. And we'll run it back again next week as we are now 1 month away from WrestleMania in the throes of the season. Thanks to Kelly. Thanks to Zach. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And we'll catch you next week.